Saturday workday over already. So I was asked earlier in the week if I had planned on working on Saturday. Of course, you know, every man, the way the economy is, every man needs some overtime these days. And so I decided, yeah, I'll work on Saturday. You know, I thought that'd be cool. Come in and get, you know, I've been working 10-hour days for 5 days already. So I would have come in a day and gotten 6 more hours of overtime. So that would have put me at 16 hours overtime total. Well, it looks like I'm only going to get 14 hours overtime, which what I make for overtime hours equates to about $100 more. Of course, now Uncle Sam's going to get his part of that, but you know, so be it. Uncle Sam's got to get his. Anyway, so I'm working, right? You know, got the music going. I don't even know what was playing. I think like 16 volt or something like that was playing on the radio. I was having a pretty good day. I was moving right along and getting shit done. Guy comes back and closes my door and he's like, "Hey man, you ready to go home?" I'm like, "What? Go home? It's not 12 o'clock yet." Well, come to find out, boss man only likes to work a half a day on his day off. So I didn't get any overtime. Well, I mean, I did get, you know, 4 hours, but I would have liked to have gotten more than that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my day. I got to go to my parents' house here in a little bit. And they want me to install a Ring camera on the doorbell or some bullshit like that. I don't know what that's going to involve. Then they got a light apparently that's not working. My guess is it's probably a switch or something like that. Either that or the bulb is fucking blown, you know. Parents don't think to check things like that. You know, they automatically assume that, you know, if something's not working or it doesn't come on, that it's broken. So I guess a blown light bulb would be a break, but oh well. So anyway, I'm gonna go over there later today, take care of that. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get home. I got a bunch of oil and shit in my building that I do oil changes myself at home, so I got a bunch of oil and shit that I need to take out and have to dump it somewhere. But anyway, so that's where that's at. So, what are y'all up to today? Anybody doing anything special today? You want to talk about it, bitch about it, complain about it, get excited about it, any of that stuff? Keep me from having to make all the conversation, you know. Orange juice. And no, there's no vodka in my orange juice. I don't drink. Years ago I used to drink, but you know, every time I drank I got myself in trouble. So I quit drinking altogether. And I don't know, every once in a great while I'll have a beer, maybe two. That's not very often. I just don't care for that dried out feeling and headaches and all the bullshit associated with it. So usually around 10 o'clock in the morning I have some orange juice. My regular day's working. But what better day to end my day today at 10 o'clock than getting off work and drinking orange juice. Yay. So anyway, I guess I'm not going to get any views today. Of course, I've only been on 4 minutes. I don't know how long it takes Facebook to, I'm sorry, I'm not on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I don't know how long it takes YouTube to say, hey people, Jim's online, or whatever, you know. Not really good at this. As I've said in all of my videos before, you know, I don't do live videos very much. every once in a while. I mean, not like some people that, you know, it seems like every time I look in my notifications, there's somebody on, you know, that somewhere on like at regular times. I got one guy that I follow or subscribe to on YouTube that, man, this guy's on like all the time, you know, and it really it's kind of weird that it seems like he doesn't have a life outside of YouTube. Well, you know, I guess if he's making money doing it, hey, more power to you. But man, spend your whole life. I couldn't imagine sharing my like every single detail of my life with people, other than my significant, you know, family or girlfriend or whatever the case may be. I couldn't imagine putting my life on display, you know, all the time. I guess if I was rich and famous or a musician or something like that, you know, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know. I like to pride my. I'm only gonna disclose about me what I feel is appropriate, or you know, what I don't mind people knowing. You know, I think for anybody to put their life totally on display is, well, I think it's kind of sad that people feel like they have to do that. But, you know, then again, I guess it would be cool for some, you know. I don't know if they're lonely or, you know, I know that, you know, well, with some of these freaking internet companies, they do monetize people for that. But so I guess if I got monetized for what I'm doing, it might not be so bad, but I still wouldn't do it all the time. You know, it's not something that I desire to do. I do like making money though, but I don't think I need to put my life on display to do it. So that's why I'm not very good at these videos, and I don't do them very often, because well, I'm kind of a private person. There's too much stupidity in the world for me to, you know, put myself out there. Of course, you're going to get people too that are, I don't know, trolls, or people that, you know, like get off on picking on others or whatever. I don't have a lot of those because, like I said, I don't do these videos a lot, so I don't have, you know, my regular trolls, and I don't have people that, you know, make fun of me or stuff like that. I guess I would invite that kind of thing, but, you know, just to see the stupidity in the world around me. You know, like this person just came in, they took a look and left. I guess I'm not pretty enough or something. That's okay. I don't mind. I just wish, you know, that like when people came in, they would at least say something. You know, I mean, whether they like what they're looking at or not, you know, tell me something. You know, hi Jim, how you doing? Or hey Jim, kiss my ass, or, you know, something like that. I'd get more of a thrill out of that than I would, you know, for somebody just to come on here for a second and look and listen and not say anything and then leave. You know, how much energy does it take to, you know, tap a button on your phone, like a like or a heart or something? Well, so anyway, I'm on my way home from work. You know, I don't usually work on Saturdays, but like I said, I jump on every opportunity I can to make a little extra money, especially with the economy the way it is today. I've already said something about the economy. Let's talk about the economy. The economy sucks. You know, things, I remember, you know, years ago, like, things, you know, even though the minimum wage was lower and, you know, the income that I earned wasn't as much, it didn't seem like it took as much to, you know, turn this shit down. I can't hear myself think. But it just seems like you got to put forth, you know, not only more effort these days, but you got to really work a lot more hours. luckily I have a job that, pays pretty well, so I don't have to, worry about the paycheck every week, because the field of work, or the line of work that I'm in, is infrastructure. So I work for a company that upfits commercial vehicles, and what we do is we take stripped down vans and trucks, and we put equipment in them according to specifications of what the company needs, for their fleets or whatever. So as long as there's commercial companies that need vehicles, I've got a job. And it's a skilled type position that I have. Well, let me take that back. I was a technician for like a year and a half, which means I was the one that used to build these vehicles. And I guess my work kind of spoke for itself. So I'm real meticulous when I work on things about what I do. So I decided that I would take a position, being an inspector, which means I could look at everybody else's work. And at first it was kind of difficult, because I always felt like when I was inspecting vehicles and I was looking at people's work, if I found something wrong, I would generally fix it myself. But especially if it didn't take long. I mean, how long does it take to take a wrench and put it on a freaking bolt, or drill an extra hole and put a bolt in it, to make something stable, But the longer I was in the position, the more I was told, I can't do things like that, because if these technicians don't know what they're doing wrong, then they're not gonna, slow down and do it right. Especially if they can depend on me. But when they depend on me to do that, being the inspector, I waste a lot of extra precious time when I can be doing paperwork, uploading photos, or getting my going out and getting other vehicles to work on. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with all that, but oh yeah, so the economy sucks. Yeah, that's it. So and it pays pretty well what I do, and I'm not struggling, but well, I guess I kind of am. I have to really watch what I spend and where I spend it, and things like that. Especially in the last 4 years, it's been really tough, because gasoline is like twice what it was 4 years ago. I remember being able to go to the grocery store and spend $150 and have stuff to survive on for 2 or 3 weeks. And now I go spend $100 at the grocery store, and it only feeds me for a few days. So that's the difference. But anyway, I'm just thankful that I've got a job, but I like to have a little extra money, because it's nice to put away when I make plans to go on vacation, or want to buy myself something that I don't really have any I don't have really a priority to get, but I'd like to have it just because I can, or because it's something that I need, whether it's automobile related, or just for pleasure or whatever. Being able to pay my bills at this point is probably the most valuable, or the most desirable reason that I work. They living paycheck to paycheck is not fun. I've done it, and I've lived without money. I've spent a lot of my younger years unemployed. Not that, I don't know, I just had other shit going on in my life, so I didn't always work. It wasn't that I didn't have the ability to, but I had a lot of stress that was related to a relationship I was in. For me to be spending any time away from home was an opportunity for her to like spend my money without me knowing about it, or get me in debt, or screw around behind my back and talk shit about me and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm not going to go there though. So I've only had 3 viewers. I've been on here 15 minutes. I don't know why. I've got 400 and something subscribers. I think I've got 415 subscribers or something like that. I don't know if I'm just competing with other people, or if, it's a Saturday. I guess people are out doing things. They don't really sit and look at their phone. I guess over the UK it's probably nighttime. It's like 6 hours ahead of us, so it's evening time there. So a lot of these people are getting ready to go out to clubs or whatever, spend the night out with their friends or do whatever. I don't do that a lot either. Of course, I don't have a lot of friends to go out and spend time with. I don't know, man, with the people the way they are today, it's really bothersome, and you can never find anything. I mean, even with your likenesses, you can never find anything that you agree on 1,000%. It makes things difficult, when you try to spend time with people, regardless of whether you're trying to make a new friend or if it's an existing friend. It really makes it hard to have a personal relationship with people anymore. My values and my morals don't equate to a lot of what other people are into, stuff like that. I'd rather be at home in the evenings after work. I'd rather be at home, relaxing and taking it easy and getting myself physically and mentally prepared for the next day, more so than, partying my life away. That's part of the reason I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. I just don't find it necessary to have those things in my life as a crutch to get through. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess if, there are people out there that, I can remember, being, in my early 20s, I was a party animal, but I didn't have a lot of responsibility back then either. I didn't have house payments and car payments and insurance payments and, stuff like that. I managed to, kind of wing it through life, making just enough money to party with. Of course, with my ex-wife, she was a stripper, so we had money coming in every day. I guess that made it easier for me to make excuses not to have to work life. But I did like to work. I sometimes didn't feel like I could leave her at home alone, like I said before. But so this is what I do. I work long hours. I don't mind the working the long hours. It's just takes a physical toll on you. What I do is not that hard. Goodness gracious. Working class. Sorry about that. But I go get vehicles out of the parking lot. I bring them in the building, and I go through. We have what we call work orders. They have numbers on that match the number that's on the car. So I go through and I do work orders. Then I pull purchase orders and delivery receipts, and then I get stickers to put in the door. We have to use a warranty sticker and tire inflation sticker, especially if we're going to change the weight of the vehicle that I'm working on. I have to make sure I record that. And then I also do an altered sticker. Lets whoever know that that the vehicle was altered, where it was altered, stuff like that. And then I take pictures. Well, I look at the each vehicle. There's things I have to go through and check off. There's a checklist, things I have to look at. Then I go take pictures of the vehicle, make sure there's no damage, stuff like that. Then I take the tablet. I have a tablet that I walk around with that takes photos. So I take photos to go back to my desk and upload these photos to the computer. Then I have some computer work I have to do and more checklists, things like that. And it takes about, I don't know, anywhere from, depending on what kind of build it is. Some of the more elaborate builds, it's going to take a lot longer to inspect them. Some of the simpler things that I do inspect, it's not so bad. I can finish one of those in 15 or 20 minutes. Some of the other ones can take up to an hour, depending on, how much equipment's on them, what I need to look at. Of course, with anything with serial numbers, I have to record serial numbers too. That generally takes a little time, and then I have to log all that information and on a spreadsheet. It's quite tedious. It's a lot to deal with, but I've kind of mastered it, I guess you could say, to a point. I like a routine. I don't do a lot of multitasking at work. Not because I can't. I just don't like to, because it takes away from what I'm doing, gets me out of my rhythm. I got out of my rhythm real bad yesterday because we got a boss that's a little bit, I don't know, he's too anxious to get it done, and a lot of times he wants to get it done too quick, which I guess is okay. I don't really mind. But when he's trying to do his thing, it takes me away from what I'm doing. I don't really care for that too much. I just like going with the flow and doing what I do, and making it work. Nice old truck. Yeah. Well, Ford. I don't like Fords, but that's a nice little truck. So anyway, I work about, I don't know, 30 minutes from the house. And today I'm going home the long way. I just thought it would be cool to come this way today. There's probably a lot less traffic. There's a lot of people on the interstate today, I imagine. Interstate 70. I'm actually taking a road that runs parallel to it, but it's like an outer loop, or I guess it's an outer loop. That's what it is. Just a quick. It's not as quick, but not as much traffic. So it's about a 5 or 6 minutes longer to go this way, which I don't mind driving a little extra. I would if I had shit to do, but I don't really, other than going to my parents today, to see what's ailing their electricity needs. I don't mind coming this way. So anyway, that's about it. Of course, I'm still probably 15 minutes from my house, and I don't know, it's kind of difficult to keep a conversation going when nobody's there to talk or to answer or comment or any of that stuff. But I'm glad to know at least that I'm getting out there, I guess. Really looking forward to going on another vacation. I need a vacation real bad. I haven't been on a vacation per se since September of last year. I went to me and my significant other, Angel, went to Florida. Went to Pensacola, spent the night there, and then we rode over to St. Augustine area. stayed at a place called Sunset Beach or something like that. That was a really cool place. Went to my first Buc-ee's. That was really interesting. And saw a lot of stuff along the way. That's a really good trip. And then we went to North Carolina because I had people up there I wanted to see. And so we did that. Then the 31st, I saw one of my favorite bands play in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We did that before we came home. So it was really quite an interesting trip. And the good thing is we only got a hotel room, I think, for, let's see, we stayed one night in Pensacola, and then we stayed one night in Sunset Beach, and then we were going to stay the night in Spartanburg, but when the concert was, we had a room, but when the concert was over, we noticed cockroaches on the floor, and I was like, oh, I'm not sleeping with fucking cockroaches. So we left, went up to about 10 miles, well, I don't know, it's probably a little longer than that, probably about 40 miles outside of Asheville on Interstate 40, going back towards Tennessee. There's a really nice rest stop there, so we went and did the rest stop thing. We do that sometimes when we go places. We'll sleep in the car because it's easier to sleep in the car than to spend the money on a hotel, especially when we're traveling. We're only going to be there like for a few hours. I don't see, like, when you go to out on vacation, like, I always look for bargains. Like when we went to Pensacola, we got there at, I don't know, it was probably 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening when we checked in. See, and I don't mind that because you got all those hours up until you go to bed to go out and sightsee or whatever, and then you go do your thing, you come back at 11 or 12, and then you don't have to be out of the hotel until 11 or 12 the next day. And so that's really cool, but like if you're going to get a hotel really late, say if you're not going to get there till freaking 11 o'clock at night, there's really no sense in even getting a hotel room. You just drive until you're tired and you pull over somewhere and you go to the rest stop, of course, or even at some of these like 24-hour truck stops, or I think even now if you're traveling, like Cracker Barrel has spots that they don't really rent them. They just they let you stay on their lot because they have plenty of room. So they'll let you stay on their lot, like overnight or whatever. I've been to one here near where I live a few times, and seen RVs and thought, man, these people look like they're camping out in the parking lot. But then come to find out, that Cracker Barrel actually doesn't mind people being in their parking lot, overnight or even for a couple of days with their RVs. So that's pretty neat. But anyway, so yeah, it was a really cool trip, and then like I had a friend that lives in Salisbury, North Carolina, and we were there for 3 days. We spent 3 days in a fifth wheel, and which is really cool because it's like you got all the amenities of a home. You got TV and hot water and cold water and a couch, a kitchen, a bedroom. It's not real big. It's like 2 steps from the freaking living room to the bedroom, but That's really all you need. You don't need much more than that. You know, if you're going to just stay a few days, and especially if you're going to be, traveling around during the day. So we went, I spent some time with my daughter and stuff like that. Wait for a pretty interesting trip, believe it or not. But anyway, groundhog bed on the side of the road. Been seeing a lot of those here lately. I live in suburbs, well, not suburbs of St. Louis, but out in the county. I'm actually about 15 miles or so from downtown St. Louis, but I'm in a little municipality, and I've noticed that there's a lot of deer, especially this time of year, out here and where I live, and rabbits and stuff like that. I guess it's probably a good thing that I don't live in Springfield, Ohio. I'd have to worry about the animals and people eating them and shit. But that's a whole nother story in itself. I'm sure you guys have probably heard the stories about, Springfield, Ohio, and the people that live there, eating cats and dogs and people's animals disappearing. The government wants you to believe that shit's not going on, but it's my true belief that it actually 100% is going on. There's just too much proof behind it. These people are from Haiti, where you have to, it's like rituals and things that they do. A lot of those people are into like voodoo and shit. So they use cats and dogs and stuff in the rituals, but they also, Haiti being a very poor country, these people have to eat. And what more of a convenient way to be able to eat than to go out and kill, animals and eat the animals. So that's what they do. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to go because I'm pulling myself for at least a little while anyhow. But thanks for those people that stopped in. I would have rather you stopped in and said hello, but I guess, when you see an old hippie like me, you don't really think you have much in common, so you're not going to stick around and, spend any time. But that's okay. I just wish people would participate a little bit more. Hit the like button or subscribe or something. But anyway, so it took me 33 minutes to get home today. That's about usual going the way I went. Going the other way, it's about 10 minutes quicker. But anyway, you guys have a good day. Keep your head up, and don't work too hard if you're out there working today. And we'll see you. How do I end this shit? Gotta press the X. Oh, come on. There we go.